Welcome back to another episode of Current Mood. Please clap. I really identified with please clap, by the way, when Jeb said please clap. I got it. That's my whole life is please clap. Welcome back to another season of Current Mood. I'm really making this up as I go along. I've just decided it's a new season. Happy New You. I won't say Happy New Year because we all know that after 2 weeks of January, a little desperate saying Happy New Year to someone that far into January. I am your host, John Mayer. We are back. As always, we just go look at the thumbs up and the smileys for a minute. It's called fan interaction. Yep. Okay. I'm going to get please clap tattooed on my back. Right across the top. What's up, Diplo? Who knows where Diplo's? Diplo's probably at some internet cafe in some country somewhere. Downloading illegal MP3s. You know every song Diplo plays is an illegal MP3. Did you know this? Hope I'm not giving away too much. Tonight, we have a sponsor tonight. Let's get this right. We have a sponsor now every week. Tonight's sponsor, who was I just talking to about that? That's the sponsor. Are you nearing your 40s? Brain starting to go a little bit? Try who was I just talking to about that. It wasn't you. There were two people there, and it was outside. Who was I just talking to about that? You ever do that? You ever who was I just talking to about that? Who was I just talking to about that? Thank you. Also sponsored by, this is the first I'm hearing of this. All right. Well, look, as Motley Crue says, when we start this band, all we needed was a laugh. Years go by, I say we're kicking ass. I am Motley Crue. This band is Current Mood. I still need the laugh. And the kicking ass is tonight's guest lineup. Oh my God. Huge moments in both these guests' lives. Andy Cohen is in Los Angeles expecting the birth of his first child, ladies and gentlemen. Unbelievable. The Dynamite Young Singer, I'm just going to call her Dynamite Young Singer from now on, Maggie Rogers, as of this afternoon, is confirmed to have the #1 album in the country on Billboard, ladies and gentlemen. And I would like to let everyone know that yesterday I got a cool new jacket. So everyone's winning. Everyone's a winner here tonight. All right. Well, I think it's probably time we get to the segment of the show I like to call, Can I Talk to You Over Here for a Minute?
Hey, can we talk for a minute? Let's get in it. Oh.
Hey, the Oscars. Can I talk to you over here for a minute? Like, I know everyone's kind of wondering how you're going to pull off an interesting show. And I worry just as much as you do. You guys come at the end of the awards season. And it seems to me the same movies are going around and around the track. Some are winning, some are losing. But it's the same 6-8 movies every single time. So by the time you guys, the biggest award show of all time, gets to the end, everyone's kind of bored of it. That is why I'm proposing a wild card rule for the Oscars. You pick one movie, you throw it in the batch after you announce the initial nominees, and you just watch the sparks fly. I think this would be interesting. I would certainly tune in. Now, John, you ask, do you have an idea for this wild card film? I mean, off the top of my head, yeah, I really do. I think the film that should be added to the Oscar nomination list is Peppermint, starring Jennifer Garner. By the way, you're allowed to laugh. You don't have to keep it quiet. I'm hearing stifled laughs. We should have had a warm-up guy explain this to you guys. You don't have to stifle the laughs. It's not a eulogy. So, and I'm not making fun of Peppermint. I thought Peppermint was a really fun movie. Sure, it has problems. But so does every movie where a woman goes on a rampage and kills everyone in her sight. That's a flawed movie from Jump. Saving Private Ryan, it is not. But it's a movie I call in the category of homesick movies. And if you live in downtown LA, I guess it's also a homesick movie because reminds you of home, because that's where most of the film is shot. And all right, you're saying this is a crazy idea. This is a crazy idea. Let me say this too. Peppermint, Oscar-nominated film Peppermint. We're just trying that on right now. Oscar-nominated film Peppermint is the only movie nominated for an Oscar where the lead actor compresses a wound with a sanitary napkin. And I think that's pretty impressive. They don't do that in Green Book. They don't do it in Green Book. So let me give you an example of how this might read. For best film, okay, I'm going to pretend I'm, I don't know, Matt Damon or someone. For best film, the nominees are Black Panther, Black Klansman, Bohemian Rhapsody, Peppermint, The Favorite, Green Book, Roma, A Star is Born, Vice. I should have put Peppermint somewhere in the middle of the list for comedy, but I thought it was funnier that it go at the beginning. For Best Director, the nominees are Spike Lee for Black Klansman, Powell Pawlowski, Cold War, Yorgos Lanthimos, The Favorite, Pierre Morel, Peppermint, Alfonso Cuarón, Roma, and Adam McKay, Vice. Congratulations to all the nominees. So, there you have it. Think about the wild card, because let me tell you something. I just made a conversation about the Oscars interesting again. That was, can I talk to you over here for a minute?
Can we talk for a minute? Let's get
Thank you. We all got the hang of it now. Someone is asking, what is happening? There's two ways to read that. What is happening? And what is happening? Someone said this song actually came up on my Spotify release radar. Well, it'd be amazing if I had that kind of pull. I mean, it's a good song. It's the Peppermint of songs. Because it's fun. And I'm not trying to rip on anybody here. Can you see the audience? Oh, can we see the audience? Do you ask Colbert to spin the camera around? Yeah, you can see the audience if you want. It's yeah, I mean, you don't say no on this show. I'm a yes man. I mean, I'm just going to flip it, and this is what I look at. Oh, that's interesting. That's one of the cameras. Now, this is weird, huh? Well, you know, we call this on Instagram. We call this art. Right here. I'm going to drop a new sneaker colorway like this. All right. One hype beast in the crowd. Well, really rolling through this show. I fucking love you. Thank you, ZXCK_4. All the people who swear on Instagram have underscores and letters in their name. KD_7. These are bots. You could be anyone you want it to be. I don't think we've run through every permutation of word that we need underscores and letters, but I believe. What up, Russia? What up, Russia? Oh, someone's trying to sell a Stratocaster like it's classifieds ad. I'm a fan of that. I'm a fan of that. John, if you see this, sing a little bit of Mississippi Queen. If I see this, I should Google who sings Mississippi Queen. Is that Mississippi Queen? And is that, hold on. Is that's not Creedence? Who is it? Who sings Mississippi Queen? Mountain. We've got a guy in the crowd that says Mountain. I'll tell you one thing that sounds good. It's about that song. Sounds good coming out of an Army helicopter. I bet that's a good song play if you're in an Army helicopter. You know what I mean? There's some songs that are only good if you're in an Army helicopter. Mississippi Queen, surely one of them, right? You know what I mean? People holding onto their hats. The brush sort of going, Mississippi Queen! You know? Some voiceover. We were there based on a lie. You know what I mean? There's always something like that. You know what'd be really funny? I've always thought if there was like a Rambo-style movie where there's this ex-commando who swore off killing, and he goes to the far-off reaches of the world, but he's needed again. The enemy is returned. And only this guy who's disappeared has the wherewithal to take him down. And so the Army general flies, probably listens to Mississippi Queen, lands, finds this guy deep in the jungle, and he's got this giant beard. I mean, this giant ratty beard. As you can see, like our hero now is doesn't shave, he's disappeared. And then he goes, I don't do that anymore. And the guy goes, the general's like, well, you know where to find me if you change your mind. And he gets off and they fly away. And they play Mississippi Queen a lot. And the guy's like, they listen to Mississippi Queen a lot. But then the guy does decide to join up again. And he goes back to Washington. And he's like, I'm in. But he never shaves the beard. And so for the entire rest of the action movie, he has a disgusting beard. I just think that would be funny. It's a long way to go. A long way to go for just a couple jelly beans. But imagine the beard swinging around during action sequences and stuff, I guess. I don't know. I'm embarrassing myself in front of the guests. Hey, so we should probably get to our first guest. He is the dearest of friends of mine. He's out here in Los Angeles awaiting his first child. He is unbelievably fun. He's going to teach us all how to be controversial and yet also be beloved at the same time. This guy makes news more than anyone and somehow manages to stay beloved. He knows how to walk that line so brilliantly. Can we go live with him for a minute before... let me see if there's any requests here. Let's go live with Andy, who's hanging out Mood Kitchen, which AKA my kitchen. People getting ready to say hi to Andy. Andy,
John, are you the kind of guy that serves cocktails out of mason jars?
you know what? The previous owner of my house was, and I'm the kind of guy to not buy new jars.
All right. That was very Montana. This was feeling very Montana, though.
Hey, all of Andy Cohen's followers, come follow me over at John Mayer. We're about to have a conversation with Andy. I'm doing this with my hand, not sure why. Nervous tick. Andy, come join us now.
All right.
Ladies and gentlemen,
What do I do with this?
the one and only Andy Cohen.
Yeah. Wow, this is cozy. I love it.
Andy Cohen, knowing when the baby's coming.
Sounds like Love Hangover by Diana Ross. You know
But
it.
you're not gonna sue it. You're not gonna sue him. You're not gonna sue him. You're not gonna sue him. Because musicologists
enough.
can't mess with this. What are you drinking tonight,
That was
Andy?
fun. You know what? It's an experimental cocktail.
Ooh.
It's a tequila and watermelon Perrier that doesn't totally work, but ultimately does the trick. And you only have Reposado tequila, so it kind of also we're really putting Scotch tape on the cocktail.
You know what I love about Reposado tequila?
What?
It's the only drink that also serves as its blood alcohol content test, because you just have to try to say Reposado.
Right.
And the drunker you get on Reposado, the harder it is to say Reposado. It's its own breathalyzer. Have you had enough? Have you had something to drink tonight? No. What are you drinking? Tequila? What kind of tequila? Don't want to say. Say it. Reposado. You're going to jail, buddy. You're going to jail. You take
Your
over.
hair looks good tonight, John.
Well, because I talked to you all week about my haircut.
I know. We had a lot of talks about your hair last week.
But we also,
Anyway, I think we landed on something good.
what did we land on?
What your hair is
No, we
now.
did. I
Yeah.
made sure to Marco Polo with Andy the whole time I was getting my haircut.
It's true.
Is that codependent? I don't know. Is it a gambling addiction if you keep winning?
That's
You
good.
know what I mean?
Let me tell you something. 20 minutes into the show, that was
What time
like,
is it, Andy?
Oh,
Show them off.
do we have matching watches right now?
I thought of the most obnoxious thing I
Oh
could
my
think of,
God,
and yes,
that's
we do.
amazing. John talked me into this watch.
Yes, I did.
Actually, you didn't even really talk me into it. You guided me.
I guided you in that.
Yeah,
one.
yeah, yeah.
It's the right one.
Yes. Thank you.
Anyway, so you before we get to the main event, which is talking about the baby shower you had yesterday with, as I'm
Yes.
told, every one of the housewives.
From every city, almost every. There were 5 or 8 missing. Yes, but it was an incredible.
Imagine
it was the
being one of
Marvel.
those 5 or
It
8.
was the Marvel. Honestly,
Yeah.
it was the Marvel superheroes all coming together
It was
under one roof.
And imagine the Marvel superheroes all come together under one roof, and John Mayer also shows up.
John showed up 2 hours in and glided in, and we had a seat for him between some of the OGs, and John was quizzing Vicky Gunvalson from Orange County, the OG, Nene Leakes, the tastiest peach in Atlanta, about a variety of things. And John got an earful, and
So
right?
I heard the funniest thing. I was talking to somebody. All I remember is that she was sitting to my left. I don't remember much else.
Okay.
I don't remember her name, and I feel very sorry. There's only one person who knows.
Teddy Mellencamp?
I don't
Okay.
remember.
Okay.
I think it was Teddy Mellencamp,
Okay.
actually. Yes. Was that the one who said my dad's John Mellencamp?
That is correct.
That was her.
No.
She's
No, that was Cameron from Dallas.
Oh, I know. So she said, I said, "Are you in a relationship?" And she said the funniest thing. She said, "Well, I'm currently married." And I thought, that's such a housewife answer. That, well, as of this moment, as of the moment you ask, I'm currently married as it stands.
Well,
I
first
thought
of
it was
all, let me
hilarious.
say 2 things about that. Because you did just really put Teddy Mellencamp on blast.
Well,
Okay.
okay, first of all,
But-
finding
but-
out that
hold
Teddy
on.
Mellencamp is mad at me, I probably
No.
won't ever find out. So some blog will say that I put her on blast, and I'll be like, I don't know the universe. I'm a DC guy.
Right. That's funny. But second of all, I feel that when John Mayer asks a woman, "So are you in a relationship?" I feel like if the woman is
Yeah,
married,
that's true.
the John Mayer answer is, "Yes, I'm currently married," because they're saying,
Stick around.
I don't know.
Well, I
I
don't know.
feel like that's what you get.
I don't think you dug her out with that answer.
I didn't. No, I definitely didn't. No, I didn't. But by the way, she's madly in love with her husband. He's a great guy. He's on the show.
She's
They have
currently
kids.
madly in love with her husband. It's
Current
all you
mood.
can. By the way,
Current
it's
mood.
all you can ask for. It's all you can ask for that somebody currently.
What
loves
else
you.
happened to you at the show?
Okay, so I have to be really honest about this.
Okay.
I felt a little bit before I went, like, am I crashing this thing? This seems like Andy's.
No, you
really
were well invited.
And I was very well invited, and I checked several times to make sure that I
Yes,
was invited.
Of course.
And I got there, and I want to show this to people. This is the picture seen round the internet.
All right.
We're going to go to, this is the very first time we're using this.
Wow. Shit.
This is the picture.
Yours.
Take a look
There
at
it
this.
is. Yes.
Now, this is me with every member of the Housewives congregating together, which I'm told is a first.
Yes. It's. This is an iconic picture, just so you know.
But the
It's
problem,
become. There's a lot of memes of this picture.
the problem is, I didn't think to say to Andy or everyone else, now one with just the Housewives. Imagine standing next to all the members of Led Zeppelin, getting a photo with them, and not being like, and now just Led Zeppelin. So this photo now lives. And I want to show you what I see when I look at this photo. Here's what I see when I look at this photo. Look how that's what I see. So
That's
I figure
funny.
I'm just going to make the photo bigger every time.
That's
so
funny.
I felt really, really badly that
John felt like you expressed to me that you felt like you should have.
I should have
Like,
thought.
why didn't I leave the photo so you could be in a photo with all the housewives? And what I said to you was, I did have control of that situation, and I would have made that happen if I wasn't enjoying you being in the photo too.
I just
I
wanted.
thought it
people to
made
know.
it fun.
I wanted other people to know that I didn't assume that I should have been in that photo, but I have a plan. Can I tell you what the plan is, Andy?
Okay.
The only way to make that photo no longer worry me is if I somehow make it into the Housewives universe, and then it will be a photo of all Housewives.
Guess what? You're in because you're like in the middle of Teddy Mellencamp's marriage right now. So we will be discussing you at the Beverly Hills reunion, which we will tape in a few months.
If you can do that, it would make me feel better.
no,
because,
you already did it.
you are the master of making headlines.
Okay.
I have a new show, Current Mood. It's starting to kind of kick up.
Would we say this is the first episode of season 2?
This is the first episode of season 2.
Really? Okay.
We're back. We've made huge.
How do you
sweeping changes.
delineate the seasons?
I make it up as I go along.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know this is not exactly a, super airtight administration here.
Right.
It's me.
Okay.
And
You are
download-
these days.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh, so true. So Andy, help me.
I got an eye full of your hair right now. I mean, that was. You're not often this close to someone.
I really
gotta
feel
tell
like
you.
I feel like people are just ripping screenshots off left or right.
I mean,
When I look at you
we're
like
very close.
screen. Let's get some gifts. Ready? Let's get. Great. Just some gift making. Teach me how to offer something, a pound of flesh here, say something. How do I make this get picked up by TooFab? How do I get picked up by Pop
Is that what you
Sugar
want?
or TooFab? How do I get that real Monday morning pickup based on something that was said or asked, a game we played? How can I do it?
Well, okay, so this is a reverse game that we play on my show. Teach me your talent. And you can teach someone your talent. So I'm
Okay.
going to teach you my talent.
Well, let's do it right now.
So
Teach me your talent.
Yes. Okay, so there's a few things. I mean, the low-hanging obvious fruit is that if you said anything about an ex of yours,
Mhm.
but that's like the obvious.
What if I
Second-
said just an ex's name?
No.
Would that go? Would that be picked up?
No,
I think it would be.
I don't. Katy Perry.
If I said Katy Perry, and then we stopped, does that get picked up?
No.
What if I
Um,
said it a second time?
No.
Really?
No.
Katy Perry. What if I said
don't-
it with that
no,
face?
that's not going to get picked up. That's not. Oh, if you
What if-
said it, hold on. Did you just say it with like a questioning face?
What if I whispered it?
No. If it was like a sexy whisper, I think.
Katy Perry.
Oh my God. Maybe now you could be.
But all I'm
Tiptoeing
doing is
into
saying a
something.
name.
I
I'm
know.
just
Who
saying
knows?
a name.
I don't know.
And by the way, it's so hard to quote. You know how many adjectives you're going to force these writers to come up with? And
I
then
know.
he said
Yeah.
coquettishly.
No, I don't think so. We're out of it. We're out of it. The other thing is
What if I
something.
sung it? What if I
No,
sung it?
the thing is something sexy.
Mhm.
Is there something about sex? Something? Do you have a fetish involving your balls or anything? I mean, is there anything that
Pretty
you want to
utilitarian.
report? Okay.
Pretty utilitarian on the ball level.
Okay. It
I-
could be anything. Are your nipples sensitive?
I have 3 nipples.
Okay. If you have 3 nipples, it's on tonight.
I have 3 nipples.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
No, you. Wait. Do you? Have you ever talked about that?
No, this is a current mood first.
Okay. No, but is it a world exclusive?
This
Not
is
a
a-
current mood
This
first.
is a world
Is
exclusive.
it a world exclusive?
I have 3 nipples.
Are you gonna show them? Okay. So. Oh. Nah.
Don't tell me that's. It's called a
Is
supernumerary
it
nipple.
sensitive?
Oh God. Okay. Okay. I'm close. So, look, that is a 3rd nipple.
It kind of is.
It is. It's just
It
a
might be
smaller.
a. I mean,
I'm
I don't
telling you
wanna-
what it is. You're the
Any-
worst doctor ever.
okay.
You're the worst doctor ever. I showed you something with a medical name, and you kept looking. It might, but it might be.
Is it?
What do you think it was?
I mean, I'm no doctor, obviously, but is it a mole of some sort?
Is this a mole?
No, that's your nipple.
So is this.
Okay. All right. Okay. You having 3 nipples and never shown them, I feel like could possibly be news.
Right on.
Because doesn't Mark Wahlberg have 3 nipples?
Mark Wahlberg.
You're
does.
in that 3 nipple club.
Hold
now.
on a second. Mark Wahlberg. Does that work?
No.
What if I sung
You have
it?
3 nipples now. So
Mark Wahlberg. Mark Wahlberg. Well, I can't do a
Yeah.
screeching halt.
Yeah. You're on a list with Mark Wahlberg now.
I'm on a list with supernumerary nipples.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have 3 nipples now. Okay. Well, I feel like you could have just done it. I feel like that was maybe something that could get picked up.
Well,
John Mayer breaks his silence
Yes.
about his 3rd nipple.
Yes.
That's a potential headline for you.
Did I go on a rant about my nipple?
John Mayer
Look at my
sounds
nipple.
off.
Look at my 3rd nipple.
He sounds off. You know what? You should speak to the people with 3 nipples who have felt maybe isolated in the world, or that maybe people look at them in a way. Do you feel marginalized as someone with a third nipple? I would imagine that would be really hard sometimes.
I'm kind of doing all right.
Oh,
Kind of doing all right. But some people aren't. I am a lucky one. I am a well-to-do 3-nipper.
yes, that's true. Is your third nipple sensitive?
No, but my first and second aren't.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Do you think you could grow into a place in your life where nipple play becomes part of your vernacular?
Only if someone else just loved it to death.
Okay. If they were excited about it.
Yeah. Are you
Right.
excited about it? You're like, not anymore.
No, yeah, no. I was
Don't do me any favors.
kind of a later in life. It started to light up for me later in life.
When did nips light up for you?
In my 30s.
Really?
Yeah, late
Well,
30s. Yeah. See that there's hope.
But I'm
Somewhere.
41, so I feel like,
Well, you're in the cusp
all
area.
right, maybe I'll be a late in life. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, look, I have a gift to give you
Wow.
because I didn't bring anything in the shower except
Oh, you brought
unnecessary
plenty.
presents. I know, I
You
was gonna
brought
say.
plenty to the shower.
This
Trust
is a
me.
gift for you,
Wow.
for
Okay.
your child.
Do I open it?
I would
right
love
now?
you to open it right
Okay,
now.
thank you. I love the wrapping. Did an assistant wrap this, or did you wrap it?
Neither.
period.
The store
Oh,
wrapped it.
The store wrapped it. Wow. Okay. Clearly not a TV-friendly unwrapping a present on the air. Jimmy Kimmel was on the show the other night, and you came on and surprised me and came out with a gift. And Jimmy's gift, and Jimmy had been joking about it earlier, but it was a fully wrapped gift and then had crazy thick tape on both
Yeah,
sides,
so-
packing tape. I was like, oh my
But you're
God.
still so good, you small talk through it.
Oh, wow.
You're really stuck.
Oh,
Little
little moccasin.
Visvim.
Oh my God, these are Visvim. Did Liz Poole coordinate?
No, Liz pulled it.
Oh my God, this is amazing.
Little moccasins.
These are little Visvim moccasins from John's favorite freaking label. And so I can keep the moccasins in this little bag, my Visvim bag. Thank you. Wow, thanks for my gift on Current Mood. Thanks for my cocktail.
You're very welcome.
I love it here. I love your show. Big fan.
Are you going to stay?
Excited
for the
about
musical
season
performance?
2. Yep, sure.
Ladies
Yeah.
and gentlemen, give it up one more time. For Andy Cohen.
Thanks, guys.
All right. Well, geez. You know, let me just tell you something real quick. This show started out as something that I did to entertain myself because I was sad or lonely on a Sunday night. And it started in my kitchen, just mere feet away. And then I thought I would do it in front of a whole setup here. I put this all together myself, literally with duct tape. And you guys, with your attendance and your enthusiasm, turned this into a show. It was just an idea. You guys turned it into a show. The last week that I've had has been one of the biggest thrills of the last few years of my life, watching this show kind of become a real thing. It doesn't exist without the number of people watching or the people texting me or DMing me saying, when are you going to do it again? When are you going to do it again? I cannot think of a better way to come back. We're going to have Maggie Rogers on in 1 second. We're going to ask her to stage for her performance now. We'll put this whole thing. Maggie, come sit in your little driver's seat here. And
What am I doing?
you're going to just sit right there and
Okay.
sing your song.
All right.
And then we're going to we're going to jump behind you, and we're going to play along with you for your song,
Okay.
Light On. And then we're going to talk for just a quick second. And I get to do this announcement. This is my next guest is a dynamite young singer who this past week released her debut album, Heard It in a Past Life. It's just been announced that it will debut at #1 on the Billboard Albums chart. I'm thrilled beyond belief to have her on my little show tonight. Please welcome, accompanied by Zane Carney, Melanie Faye, Sean Hurley, and yours truly, performing her magnificent hit song, Here Is Maggie Rogers. But give it a second. Let me get my guitar.
Well, I want to guys too.
Well, we're doing sort of an art piece, but you can do whatever you like.
But you guys are going to be having. Okay.
How about a group count?
That's so much less fun.
What would you like to do? Would you like to turn this way?
Well, I just want to play with everyone too.
Well, we're right behind you.
All right.
It's like on stage. It's like a look. Yeah.
I'm not out front on stage. I'm with the band.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
You want to count it off? Oh no. Well, how's that for example?
Great.
One. You just start singing.
Would you believe me now if I told you I got caught up in a wave? Almost gave it away. Would you hear me out if I told you I was terrified for days? Thought I was gonna break. Oh, I couldn't stop reaching, slow it all down, crying in the bathroom, figure it out with everyone around me saying you must be so happy now. Oh, but if you keep reaching, then I'll keep coming back. But if you're gone for good, then I'm okay with that. If you leave the lights on, then I'll leave the lights on. I am finding it's just no other way, and I'm still dancing another day. If you leave the light on, and I'll leave the light on. Do you believe me now that I always had the best intentions, babe? Always wanted to stay. Can you feel me now that I'm vulnerable in oh so many ways? Oh, I'll never change. Oh, I couldn't stop it, so slow it all down. But everything kept moving, the noise got too loud. With everyone around me saying, you should be so happy now. Oh, if you keep reaching, don't keep coming back. If you're not for, I'm okay with that. You can leave the light on, and I'll leave the light on. Oh, oh, I am finding no other way, and I'm still dancing another day. If you leave the light on, and I'll leave the light on. I'll leave the light on. Can we double the bridge? Oh, would you leave the light on? Oh, would you leave the light on? Would you leave the light on? Keep reaching, I'll keep coming. If you're not for me, then I'm okay with that. If you leave the light on, I'll leave the light on. Oh, I am finding there's no other way, and I'm still dancing another day. If you leave the light on, I'll leave the light on. If you leave the light on, I'll leave the light on. Ooh, if you leave the light on. If you leave the light on, will you leave the light on?
Maggie.
my gosh.
That was so
Beautiful.
fun.
Unbelievable.
Wow. Thank you so much for that.
Isn't that fun? To be around people
Oh,
who just admire your work. Will you fire up that
that was
light again?
so...
How incredible. How incredible is that?
God, I just love playing music.
I can
So that,
I can absolutely feel it.
Thank you guys so much. You guys did this whole thing.
We
And
set this up. I ordered, I don't know, you can't see the lights
they're
that were on
amazing.
Maggie's face.
They're
I
like,
bought them. They're
there's
star
like millions of
projectors.
stars. Well, it's amazing that Melanie's here too. Melanie's coming on tour with me, and we've already played one show together at the Fonda. We've got a whole bunch more all over the U.S. And so it's always,
Everyone in this room loves you. And with really
Hi.
good reason. What kind of week are you having?
I'm having the best week ever.
It's
Yeah, I feel full of a whole lot of joy and light, and putting a record out is like a big breath.
and it is a big record too. And I actually
I
think
brought
that's
you a
like-
coffee.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, it felt like
Thank you.
It felt like the right. Thank you, present.
Well, you'll have to sign it for me because.
We'll open it.
Oh,
I wrote you a note.
thank you. Can I show it? Can I show it?
Yeah.
Thank you for your endless enthusiasm and support for these things I make. So happy to be a part of Current Mood, Respect and Gratitude, Maggie Rogers. This is going on the wall. I really mean it.
No,
And
no,
there's,
thank you so much.
thank
You've really
you.
been incredibly supportive.
well, it's easy when something is this great. And everyone in this room who makes music, you know, we listen to other things and we're not critical of it in a way like we're watching sports. We're waiting for heroes to come around. And we listen to new music all the time. We just wait around for heroes to show up, you know? And the only time we ever get kind of upset is when one doesn't show for too long, you know? And when I first heard Falling Water, I went, oh no, there's a hero. And then another song and another song and another song. And, you know, you said,
Thank you.
I really mean it, and you're welcome. And you said, these things that I make, you know, people don't
Yeah,
have
it's
this,
just
you
like-
have a very strange relationship and a beautiful relationship with
Wait,
your work.
why is it strange?
Because your love for music isn't in any way seen selfishly. It doesn't seem like this comes from, how do I say this? You are not it. You are swimming in it. Do you know, you are, like, even you turning around and going, whoa, that's really great. You're responding to music in a way that's not you are the sort of music-loving superstar that I want to see, where you're not trying to come out of the floor with smoke and pyro, although if that's what you want to do, I'll back you.
I mean, I'm sure pyro is really fun.
You'll find a way to make it authentic.
like fire, like I'm sure.
You will find a
thank
way.
you, thank
No,
you. I really like. Well, I think it actually is selfish in a way, because music is like, it's just always been a part of my like mental health process and the way that I like understand the world. And so, writing is this like. There's this Bjork quote I think about all the time where she says, "The more selfish you can be with your music, the more giving you're being." And I think like, I always describe my job as being vulnerable for sport.
Yeah,
Because
and you're
it's like,
very vulnerable.
I'm very vulnerable, but I feel really like privileged to have this community around me that makes space for me to be vulnerable.
There, you have this thing as a writer, and it goes beneath the. Okay, so there's people. It's very common. I wouldn't say it's easy, but it's very common for people to write angry. You've done me wrong. How dare you? Why would you do this to me? And God knows that that's a lot of how people feel a lot of the time. What I sense as a writer is writing things beneath the anger. You said something, and forgive me for paraphrasing it. Maybe I never loved you in the way that I could. What's the lyric?
Yeah, I never loved
I never
you fully
loved you
in the way I could.
That kind of accountability as a writer, that's what actually people think after they scream and they get in the car and drive away. They actually think, I never loved him in the way I could. But they don't say that. They say, how dare you? You've done this.
Mm-hmm.
And the level of honesty, and you're going beneath the anger, beneath these demonstrations of being upset, and you're going into examinations of accountability on an emotional level that's like, you are going to do it for everyone who writes, for everyone who, I mean, you are going to do it for us. Like,
I think there's so many people doing it for us already, though.
yeah, but then you're just like, then you just come through with that thing. It's like a lightning bolt.
Thank you.
I have a question for you.
Bring it on.
Okay. You had the best week of anyone in music in a long time. You have a #1 album. You have sold out tour. Your tour is already sold out. You have a hit single. Maggie Rogers find something to complain about.
There's a lot of people with an incredible amount of injustice at our border wall.
I did not see that coming. That's a wonderful answer.
A lot of things. Women in this country still don't have equal pay.
I had my answer, and yep, women equal pay. Same thing. Same thing. Wow, that was the ballerest answer. I was like, she's gonna have to complain about planes. She's gonna have to say something about.
There's some really big global issues.
That was the wokest thing that ever happened in this house. It was unbelievable.
I know I had to follow up the nipple conversation.
I felt that from it.
Like,
The whole time I was talking to Andy, I went, she's so happy to be
really,
here.
like, I hit a moment where I was like,
I have a couple of gifts to give you as well
Oh, wow.
before we sign off.
Wait, I have a story to tell you.
Please.
So this is I have two things to say to you. The first thing is that
This doesn't end well when people start a sentence.
but I was like, oh man, I grew up listening to your music, and so I was like, oh, I'm gonna get to like talk to John Mayer. Like, what do I want to say?
Go for it.
Okay, I have two things.
Mhm.
So for everyone that doesn't know, this tape's at John's house. You have a heated toilet seat.
Yes, I do.
That's so baller.
Okay, so how do I? Okay,
No, that can just be a state. That can just be something I needed to tell you. You don't have to follow.
are you
if you wanna
interested?
explain
I think it's
It's
of note.
amazing. I've never really experienced it before, but it's
This
it's
okay,
really
it's
a luxury.
the previous owner put these Toto toilets into the, and I don't want to say who the previous owner of my home is, but a simple cursory Google will tell you it's Adam Levine. And he
Props
went all
to
out.
Adam Levine's
Props to
butt.
Adam Levine
Yeah, really.
and his way too clean butt, because this thing is
yeah, I
automated,
noticed
warmed
there's
up.
a lot of other settings that
Yeah.
I didn't test out, but
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
But
The heated toilet.
the thing in the middle of the night will just go like, feed me. It just goes like, it'll make
I
these
think
noises.
That's maybe more than I needed to know.
Well, that's what it does. It makes all these noises. It's cool.
I just wanted to thank you for giving me something really to aspire to.
You, I'm sure your manager loves you hanging around me. We share some management. We used to have this. I had some great years with the management company, and they had to deal with John Mayer blowing money left and right. So you don't want to look around. Put blinders on. Do not look around my house, because they will inspire you to make more music and spend more money.
Okay, well,
What was the
I'm
second
excited about the music. Anyway,
Thank you. What was
number
your second?
2 is you made a couple of your early records with a producer named John Alasia
Yes.
in a town
That you're from.
that I'm from.
Yes.
Shout out to Easton, Maryland.
Easton, Maryland. I
And
made
so-
room for squares on the water in Easton, Maryland.
So first of all, I used to hear about you like going to dinner.
Out
when I
of
was
the
in middle
fire,
school,
wasn't it
and Out
called?
of the fire.
This guy
And the
out of
bistro, and I used to like spread around town like John Mayer's going to dinner, and I used to have sleepovers in middle school at the house like 2 doors down from where you were recording, and many years later, as in like 2 or 3, I left a note in John Alasia's mailbox telling him how much I loved his work and I'd love to talk to him about music production and all these things, and here we are many years later, far from Eastern Maryland.
you are, whatever you were listening to and whatever you were doing, you are the hero for a lot of people who write music. You are going forward and inspiring so many people. You are,
Well, you were very much that for me at
Thank
that
you.
time, so thank you.
you are the blessing of getting older for me. You are, people always complain about getting older. If I have to be older so that there's also a you coming up, then I go, God bless, like, we get you, because I'm in my 40s, fine. I'm happy to go on because we get you, and you do it better, and you do it more modern, and you do it with everyone sort of, you got everyone's heart valves right in your hands right
Thank
now.
you.
And it's really beautiful. And someone right now is watching this show, and they're going to say, why would you have ever done that? Number one. And number two, they're going to say, I watched you on Current Mood 15 years ago, and you made me want to play my guitar when I saw you perform. And it's just going to keep going and going and going. And that's kind of what I mean about you and me. I do have the same feel, like we're just swimming in this thing. We're never, I would say now, like,
Yeah.
I'm not it. I just have access to it.
Well, I think that's the thing about music, or the people I love creating the most with, is like this last week I got to play with John Batiste on Colbert, and he just like has so much joy. And when you play with him, he's just like music. it elevates everything I do around him, because he just has so much, just like, yeah, music just makes him so happy that it's contagious.
Yes, and
It's
you have
contagious.
it
And
too.
having the flow of just like feeling and being open to that feeling is it just makes me happier than anything else in the whole world.
I get the sense that you're one of these artists who doesn't know where their boundaries end. And when every time you sing a song or you write a song, you're exploring, just like everyone else is, what's next? What's next going to come to you? And I love that. You have no idea
Yeah.
where your fencing is. You're just going to keep going. And it's like the Matrix. And now I know Kung Fu. And you'll just do that. And you'll know this song and that. And to get to discover your own talent while the rest of the world gets to discover it in real time, that's showbiz.
I didn't know that. Oh, right.
Sorry, go.
I didn't know I signed up for showbiz. But
Oh, you're in showbiz. Look
I'm
at
on
this.
currently baby.
So, I read somewhere, this is how cool
Okay.
stuff is. You were looking for a new hobby.
I am.
You said,
Yeah.
I'm looking for a hobby. I don't really know what I want to take
Yeah.
up. Okay.
I tried a couple, and they didn't. Well, they worked, but they weren't as practical on tour.
Precisely why I have come up with a hobby you might get into
Okay.
that you can also take on tour.
Okay. Should I close my eyes?
Open.
Oh!
You
thank
never know.
you.
Show everyone backwards what it looks like.
I got
101 amazing card tricks
card tricks.
and a deck of cards.
Oh, thank you. You know, I love magic. So,
Maybe a little sleight of hand before the middle of the set.
wow.
When you're right before
I'm
a light
so
on, you also,
excited.
you never know. But it'll fit in your day bag.
Wow.
You know, you ever go on, someone's going to give you a gift of a giant book one day on tour, and you're going to look at them, you're going to go, you realize I'm on tour. They're going to give you a 200
No,
pound
you
book.
just have to rip the pages off as you read them.
That is,
Chapter 1's in Prague. Chapter 6 is in Amsterdam.
that is the
Just
most
like-
resourceful thing I've ever heard. And then I have one more thing.
Thank
to
you
give
so much.
You're very
Next
welcome.
time I see you, I will.
Amaze me.
Yeah, I will.
Amaze me.
I will.
You've amazed everyone here tonight. One more thing. You are booked solid on a sold out tour, I'm sure, for the next 18 months. I wanted to give you one more thing.
Okay.
It's backwards, but every other thing on this show has to be backwards.
Okay.
This is a coupon for one free freak out. So the world is asking a lot of you.
My
Ray.
record is made up of many of them.
Well, this is one. You tell them John sent you for this one. You want to cancel an interview? You want to go late on stage by a couple hours?
Oh.
You hand them this one free freak out coupon from me to you.
Wow. It's amazing. This is the only career that justifies emotional immaturity.
Yes,
Yeah.
we make a good living at it.
Wow. Thank you for this.
Thank you for coming on the
Thank
show.
you so much for having me.
Maggie Rogers,
Thank you,
ladies and
everybody.
gentlemen.
Have a
Give it
wonderful
up for
night.
Maggie Rogers. So now, this is the greatest show. We're going to all go to dinner after. This is the greatest show I've ever done. 14.2 thousand people watching. Maggie she just showed you how great she is singing this song with these acoustic guitars behind her. But I have one more thing that I want to tell you. You see this? This should have been a map of the United States of America, but I printed the wrong one out. Why am I holding a map? Because I want to tell you some tour dates, people. I am going on a summer tour, and I want to give you the dates right now. You all asking about when am I going to go on tour this summer? Now is the time I will tell you. The first tour date is July 19th. It's in Albany, New York. July 20th, Providence, Rhode Island. Shit. Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, July 22nd. Fuck. Washington, D.C., July 23rd. I need smaller pins. New York, Madison Square Garden, July 25th and 26th. Give it up for that. Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, July 28th. Really needed a bigger map. Toronto, Ontario. Don't test my knowledge. Toronto, 2 nights, July 30th and 31st. This is the first time hearing of this. Detroit, Michigan, August 2nd. I know where that is. Columbus, Ohio, August 3rd. All right, working our way. St. Paul, Minnesota, August 5th. I know I'm not totally getting Minnesota. Milwaukee, Wisconsin, August 6th. Right there. There's Milwaukee, Wisconsin, right there. Nashville, Tennessee, August 8th. Charlotte, North Carolina, August 9th. Atlanta, Georgia, August 11th. Indianapolis, Indiana, August 12th. I'm just going to lay that one across. Right there, that'll just sit right there. Chicago, Illinois, for 2 nights at the United Center, August 14th and 15th. Snowmass Village, Colorado, August 31st. Maggie Rogers' song stuck in my head. Kansas City, Missouri, September 2nd. September 3rd, St. Louis, Missouri. Yeah, St. Louis, says Andy Cohen. Dallas, Texas, September 5th. Yeah, back to school time, babies. San Antonio, Texas, September 7th. September 8th, Houston, Texas. Yeah, rest in peace, DJ Screw. Phoenix, Arizona, September 10th. Here we go. Here's the good stuff. San Diego, California, September 11th. I'm sorry, whatever city fell. I'm sorry. The Fabulous Forum for 2 nights, September 13th and 14th. And finally, San Francisco, California, at the Chase Center on September the 16th. And ladies and gentlemen, this right here is your John Mayer Summer Tour 2019. Yay. Give it up. Also, I want to let you know, the show is going to be sold 360. We're going to go all the way around the stage. We're going to fill it up. And there's no opener, 2 sets. And I'm also going to declare this. A lot of people have asked me, John, what is the Grateful Dead's music brought to you? What is Playing in Dead and Company brought to you? Are you going to play any songs that are like more Dead-like? Well, you know what's brought to me? Every city that I play 2-night stands. No repeats, ladies and gentlemen. No repeats. No opener, an evening with, no repeats, multiple dates, 360. I will see you there. Thank you so much for keeping the music that I make alive and going. Thank you so much to Andy Cohen for giving up some of his time. Any minute he's let us. He came with his bag to go to the hospital any minute. Thank you to Maggie Rogers for legitimizing this show the way she has musically. Unbelievable. Give it up for Maggie Rogers. Follow at Maggie Rogers. She's an amazing follow. She's a content queen. She's amazing at posting stuff. You're going to love every song she both has and will have. I know it. Thank you guys so much. We will see you again next time. But before I go, I want to let you know, I gave Maggie Rogers a pass for a free freak out. And I'd like you to know you all have a pass for a free freak out. You all have multiple passes for a free freak out. Every once in a while, you hit Control-Alt-Delete on your heart and soul, refresh it over a half an hour and you're back. So if you want to freak out, freak out. I'm your host, John Mayer. I love you dearly. Have a wonderful week. We'll see you next Sunday night. One more time. That's the show, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see you soon.